Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Martin, and in today's video we'll be discussing financial goals you should try to have by 30. Let's jump right into it. First off, we have paying yourself first. Paying yourself first, in my opinion, is the simplest form of budgeting. It's out of sight, out of mind. The day you get paid, 10% goes into a different account and you can spend the rest. I would recommend around this 10% mark, but if you can't afford this, try even 1%, but just start. Paying yourself first will allow you to build up a reserve fund, an emergency fund, and it will allow you to start investing. I used to struggle with budgeting, but I don't anymore because I got paying myself first under my belt, and then budgeting become easier. Paying yourself first will force you to reduce your spending, and this will help you later on when you want to start budgeting. Building an emergency fund. This fund is just for emergencies only, like small emergencies, like health emergencies, the boiler goes or your car breaks down, just small unexpected things that could derail your finances. This fund isn't for holidays, home renovations or even beer money. These things should wait until you have more financial stability in your life. Building an emergency fund is the first step towards financial freedom and it will give you room to breathe. By using this fund for small emergencies, you don't have to get into debt. Paying off debts and loans. You should be setting a goal to pay off your high interest debts and loans. You can save thousands of pounds by tackling your debts. Let's say you have £100,000 worth of debt at a 6% interest. Over 20 years, you will pay back just over £70,000 worth of interest. Let's reduce that to 10 years. You have now spent £30,000 on interest, but that's a saving of £40,000. The most financial sense is to tackle the highest interest rate debts first. But you may find it easier to tackle the smaller amounts first, giving you more confidence to tackle the rest. You could also look at trying to switch any of the loans or debts to lower interest alternatives. Establishing credit. This may be a slightly touchy one because I've always been told to avoid credit cards and debt, but establishing credit helps my credit score and in turn I get lower interest rates because I'm seen to be trusted with debt. I only use my credit card to buy petrol and I pay this in full every single month. I do recommend you take out a credit card and pay it off in full every single month. Not only could this help your credit score and get you better interest rates, but it could also help others such as your children by getting student loans or a bigger mortgage if you wish to help them in that way. And if the opportunity ever arose to buy an asset or something like this would help you get a bigger loan to secure that asset. Building a reserve fund. This is basically an extension of your emergency fund. If you lost your job or had an even bigger health emergency, this could pay while you look for another job or while you're in recovery, and this will help you not rack up any debts. You should aim to have a reserve fund of around 3 to 6 months of your expenses. Whether you choose the end closer to 3 or 6 months, this would be your risk tolerance. I am on the lower end. I would be perfectly happy if it came to it, to go to Thailand and become a monk and have no financial responsibilities. Or if you live at home and have no responsibilities and you have parents that could bail you out, I would suggest the lower end and investing more. But if you do have responsibilities and dependents, I'd definitely go for the higher end of the fund of around 6 months. Having a goal for retirement. Setting a goal for retirement took away the uneasiness I had about retiring and whether I could afford it or not, because I have a lot of adults around me that tell me that they can't afford to retire. But I can now see my retirement because the goal is there. I'm also taking steps to reduce my retirement day, shaving off as many months as I can, and the only way this is possible is because I have this retirement goal. This goal shows me the minimum amount I have to invest to retire when I want to and not take any help from the government. Investing. You should start trying to invest before you turn 30. The longer your money is invested, the greater your return will be. If two people aged 20 and 30 both invested £10,000 at a 7% yearly average and then retired at 60, the 20-year-old would retire with somewhere around £150,000, whereas the 30-year-old would have somewhere around £76,000. Those 10 years make a difference of basically double the amount of money. Make sure you're taking advantage of any tax-efficient accounts and any company matches. Try to consistently invest and don't try to time any markets. If you're investing in stocks, I would suggest buying low-fee index funds. I've made a beginner's guide to investing which I'll put in the description below. Diversifying your income. Protecting yourself now is a great idea. Just because you think your job is secure now, it may not be in the future. You can do this by creating a side hustle, making a hobby pay, or even becoming a landlord and collecting rent. It's always best to plan ahead for the worst, and even if you don't ever need it, at least you can probably benefit from the extra income you've produced. Donating to charity. I'm going to start this point with a quote from Kanye West. Having money isn't everything. not having it is. We are all living this human experience, and money issues are probably the biggest problem for most. So even if you can make the smallest amount of difference to someone else's life, I feel like you must do it. Giving is one of the best feelings, especially if you can see the difference, which is why I like to donate to smaller local charities. And that is 9 financial goals to have before you're 30. I hope you have enjoyed this video and are going to take at least one thing from this video and are going to implement it. If you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll leave some more videos you may like here or somewhere. Thank you for watching. Take care.